What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And today we're gonna be doing a little bit of urban bass fishing using this awesome little duck lure. Y'all check out how crazy that thing looks. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, which is Temu. I'm sure many of you have heard about Temu. It is an awesome online shopping website, and they also have an app where you can get anything that your heart desires at an extremely affordable price. They sent me over a bunch of stuff. Like I said, they hooked it up with this really cool duck lure and also a bunch of these little mini cricket lures right here, as well as a ton of other things I'm gonna do a little unboxing on and show y'all later in the video. But for now, I'm way too excited to try to catch something on this thing. So let's go ahead and head down to the creek and see if we can catch ourselves a nice bass on this crazy looking lure. We'll see y'all down there. So we just got down to our fishing spot. As you can see, we're gonna be fishing this little creek. And this is actually an urban creek that runs through all these neighborhoods back here, but it is loaded with some good bass. And today we're gonna start out by throwing the little Temu duck lure. Y'all check that thing out. It looks crazy. Looks just like a little duck. Got 2 treble hooks on it, and I'm pretty sure it's a wake bait, just judging by the way the lip comes down in the front. Nice little feather coming off the back. I think we're gonna get bit on this, but if not, for backup, I also brought these little cricket lures I found on the website. So I was scrolling down, I saw these things. They have a few different colors. I got one that looks like this as well. And everyone knows bass, sunfish, all that stuff, they absolutely love cricket lures. So I think these are gonna destroy the fish in here. But we're gonna start with the duck, and if we don't catch anything on that, we'll switch over to these, because I mean, look at that. They just look like money right there. Let's go ahead and rig up. Let's go ahead and do our first cast with it. Oh, that's awesome. So it's actually a little crankbait. It swims right under the water. Barely under the, oh, I already got bit. First cast on the duck. No way, y'all. That was my very first cast on that duck lure. I literally tied it on. Y'all check that out. And I watched it happen, guys. I thought this thing was a little topwater or wake bait, but whenever I was reeling in, I realized that it swims right under the water, like maybe 6 inches below the surface, if even. And that bass just came out and absolutely destroyed it. That's crazy. Let's go though. First cast on the duck lure, and we got ourselves a nice little creek bass. That was epic. Let's go ahead and get a release. So unfortunately from up here, you just have to throw them off the top because it's too steep of a drop to go down there. We'll just give them a toss. And that is a great way to start the day. Let's make another cast and see what else we can hook into. Okay, cast number 2 with the duck lure. And so this thing does float. And if you hold the rod tip up like this, you can bring it up higher on the surface of the water. Take a look at that right there. Something would definitely come up and smash that bait. The action on this thing is incredible, especially because it's a little 2-piece lure. So you can see that right there. Wiggles just like that, almost looks like a snake in the water, especially with this little tail on it. Beautiful. I think we're gonna catch some fish. And as you can see, if I hold the rod tip down, that bait goes subsurface just by like no more than 6 inches. Look at that. That looks awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna stop talking now. We're gonna keep casting this cool little duck lure for a while, and let's see how many fish we can catch on it, and then we'll switch over to the cricket. Okay, so we are going to move down the creek a little bit farther. We caught that one bass out of here on the very first cast. I just say I am super impressed with this lure. It's just, y'all check that out. I just can't believe that we're catching bass on something that looks as crazy as that. But hey, bass eat baby ducks, right? So that's what they say. Let's go ahead, walk down the creek, and then we'll see you on the next spot. Okay, I'm at the second fishing spot, way down the hill right here. We're gonna try to get on top of this pipe to stand on. Ugh. There we go. Now we're kind of out of that tall grass. Perfect. Let's make a cast. All right, well, that is going to be the last cast with the duck lure down here. We didn't get any other bites besides that very first one, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it out to one of the crickets because they're a lot smaller, and usually on a smaller bait, you'll get a lot more bites. It takes a bigger fish to eat a bigger bait, right? But any fish will eat a small bait. So let's go ahead and cut this duck lure off, retie on the cricket, and see what we can get into. But don't get me wrong, I'm definitely gonna be keeping that duck lure in my arsenal. As y'all saw, very first cast we caught a fish. And then also because it's just really neat to be able to catch something on a unique lure like that. But we're gonna go ahead and put on this little cricket lure right here. So let's go ahead and put this on. It came with a little treble hook holder, which is always nice. And it just has one little treble hook in the back. I'll show you like a closer view whenever I climb back up to the top of the hill, but looks like it's pretty much the same bait, gonna be just subsurface or used as a wake bait if you hold the rod tip up. But it's a lot lighter, so it's gonna be hard to cast, especially because it's really windy today. We're having a cold front blow through this afternoon, and the wind's blowing like anywhere from 18 to 25 today with that cold front. It's gonna go from about 80 degrees to like 50 something in the morning. But there we go, we got that tied on. Trim off the excess line. Boom, let's go ahead and make our first cast with the cricket lure or grasshopper lure, whatever this thing is. Sling it out there. So the first thing I noticed about this little cricket lure is that you got to work it real slow. Just like with a lot of light little lures, if you don't work them super slow, they're not going to swim right. But if you work it slow, it looks great. Has a nice little wobble just going back and forth. And it actually casts pretty decent. It's weighted very well. For how light it is, the casting distance is pretty impressive. Also considering that I'm using a bigger rod than what you should be using for a lure this size. And I'm using 20-pound braid and 20-pound leader. But it just seems that the fish really aren't biting today. It's middle of the day right now. I should have been out here this morning trying to catch them on top. So I think this is actually gonna be our last cast right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and head back to the house. Let's go ahead and try to make our way back up this really steep hill and go unbox some cool little things. All right, we're back at the house and we're about to unbox the rest of this stuff from Temu. But wasn't that really cool how we caught a bass on that duck lure on the very first cast? I honestly didn't think it was gonna happen. We have this big giant box right here, but before we open that one, we're gonna open this little one. I mean, as you can tell, I already opened it. I was just too excited. I had to take a look at all the cool stuff and I had to get those lures out. But we'll open this little guy, and this thing right here is a cool little drone. Y'all check this out. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out of the package and take a look at it. Boom. Y'all check that out. We got the remote right here and this awesome little drone. I mean, it's a mini foldable drone, has a camera on it and everything, and I haven't even tried this one out yet. But as I said earlier, they have super affordable prices. This thing was only 23 bucks. We're definitely gonna have to start flying this thing around. Pretty neat little drone right there, but we're gonna put this to the side and go ahead and pull out the rest of the stuff. So in this big old box, we have a ton of cool stuff that I ordered and a lot of really useful stuff. So first of all, we'll get to this in just a second, but to start off, I got a phone tripod mount. Comes with a light and a microphone, everything right here, as you can see. That's gonna be really helpful for whenever I'm self-filming these videos. Right now, I do have somebody holding the camera, but most of the time, I'm just out there filming it all by myself, using the GoPro and then my phone, and that's it. The next thing that we got, and this is a big old light. So we're about to have some really good light on our videos and whenever we do those catch and cooks. As you know, if you've been following the channel for a while, like 95% of the videos are catch and cooks, and we're trying to get some better quality. So we ordered this big old 10-inch studio light, comes with the stand and everything. And this same thing at a competitor's store or on a competitor's website would be about double the price. So once again, very good deal there. Moving on from that, I also got this 12-volt battery charger, portable battery charger. Really cool, really neat, really compact, and definitely gonna come in handy. And then I ordered just a bunch of random stuff, a lot of fishing stuff too. So the next thing is this big old squid lure. Y'all check this out. I just thought that looked crazy. Double treble hooks, got the squid skirt in the back, but then a nice hard plastic body on it. And I'm super excited to throw this thing at a big old school of Jack Crevalle later in the year. I feel like I'm just pulling stuff out of a magic bag here, but we have all of this fishing stuff right here. I ordered this whole pack of fishing connectors or snaps, whatever you want to call them, because I get tired of tying on a new lure every 10 minutes. So with these, you can just unhook your lure, hook on a new one, and you're ready to go. This is a 100 count pack right here, and I believe this thing only costs like $2 or $3. So that's an amazing deal. Also, I ordered a full box of spoons, various sizes right there, because you know those Spanish mackerel are thick at the jetty this time of year. And then going on from there, I ordered some swivels, a whole box of split shots, and also some steel wire right here for those toothy fish. Might take this out and try to catch a shark, but there you go, guys. Each one of these fishing things costs less than like $4 or $5. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, I ordered those cricket lures and also that duck one as well. So definitely make sure to head over to Temu and check them out. I will leave my promo code and the link down in the description down below, but head over there, pick yourself up some of these cool little fishing lures. I definitely recommend it. Everything is super affordable and it actually arrives pretty quick. I think this only took about a week and a half to get shipped straight to the house. So definitely make sure to check them out. That's all I have for y'all today. Once again, thank you so much for Temu for sponsoring the video, and I'll see y'all right back here in just a few days with another fishing video. But until then, peace.